What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about what is Bonfire Night in Britain. What is it? I actually just so happened to randomly hear this term, Bonfire Night, aka Guy Fawkes Night, if I'm correct. I was watching another video, kind of unrelated, about British holidays, and this came up, and I was like, Bonfire Night? What is Bonfire Night? That's a thing? And apparently it very much is a thing, but it's not a thing in the United States. It's a thing in Britain, and it has to do with Guy Fawkes. A lot of Americans really are not familiar with him or his historical significance. There was the V for Vendetta movie that a lot of people saw. It's pretty good. I really like that movie, actually. With the mask and the... So we kind of thought we understood a little, but now I don't know. So I have this little video here that will hopefully explain about what Bonfire Night is all about, what its purpose is, what do you do? And then I have another video, a short video after this, about some crazy, wild, dangerous Bonfire Night activities, which I thought would be kind of fun. so let's take a look. What is Bonfire Night?
Remember the 5th of November. Why? Because
She said the thing. She said the thing. Remember the 5th of November. So this is on November 5th. They say that in the movie, and V for Vendetta movie. Don't really know where that rhyme came from, but that's maybe the one thing I recognize from all this.
remember the 5th of November. Why? Because it's Bonfire Night.
Okay.
But what is Bonfire Night?
Yes.
Why do we celebrate?
Yeah.
How do we celebrate?
Yes. Oh,
Bonfire
perfect.
Night was started because of a plot that was foiled back in 1605 on November the 5th. A group of people had been plotting to blow up Parliament with King James inside.
This is... I really don't know how much we went over this in the old American education history class, but I will say this is vaguely familiar to me. A gunpowder plot. It was stopped. I'll let it continue.
And one of these plotters was called Guy Fawkes.
Okay.
On the 5th of November, he was discovered in the basement of the Houses of Parliament with a huge barrel full of gunpowder and a fuse ready to be lit. The guard discovered him, arrested him. He was tried.
Man, that stinks. I mean, let me rephrase that. Probably good that they didn't blow up Parliament, because everything seemed to kind of work out. I'm not going to claim to know anything about how history should have gone, but I'm just saying he had the gunpowder in the barrel under Parliament with the fuse, probably holding a match in the other hand. Why not? And they catch him, and he just couldn't light it, couldn't do the thing. Wow. That is unlucky for Guy Fawkes. Unlucky indeed. That is as close as it gets.
And found guilty, after which he was hung, drawn and quartered.
Oh.
A nasty punishment.
Yeah, doesn't that mean, well, you're hung, so you die. Thankfully, before you're drawn? Is that where you're dragged throughout this town square, maybe? And quartered, I'm pretty sure, means you were chopped up into quarters. So, yeah, that's quite unfortunate for Guy.
He was hung, drawn and quartered. A nasty punishment. In order to celebrate his survival, King James ordered the people of England to light a huge bonfire on the evening of the 5th of November. And that is how Bonfire Night began.
So, oh, I would have thought hearing this was kind of in remembrance of Guy Fawkes kind of thing, even though it sounds like he was a crazy terrorist. I don't claim to know what people's opinion on him are, but he was trying to blow up a building. So there you go. And instead it was the king saying, oh, we're going to make this a holiday celebrating us, stopping the gunpowder plot? Is that correct? Okay.
Back in the 1600s, Bonfire Night was about politics and religion, and it caused some unrest for many, many years. But these days, we've forgotten all of that, and Bonfire Night is all about having fun and social interaction.
Oh.
So what will you find in the UK on Bonfire Night? Well, bonfires. Usually there's one big organised event that you can go to where they have a huge bonfire that's kept very safe.
That's pretty cool. Well, we do have Independence Day, where there's a lot of fireworks in America. That's probably the absolute closest thing I can think of to the US having an equivalent to Bonfire Night. Interesting. But there's no fixation on bonfires. I like the bonfire thing. And I like that it's become more of just a community holiday event, socialization kind of thing. Not celebrating the failed attack on Parliament. Although I don't quite understand what people think about that, because in the movie, sadly I'm having to go off of a Hollywood movie, in the V for Vendetta movie, he was kind of arguing that the gunpowder plot was a good thing, and as a matter of fact, the main character ended up kind of recreating that and blowing up Parliament in that version of the world, in that universe, we'll say. Whereas others would probably have said, oh, it's good that he didn't blow up Parliament. I don't know what the consensus is in Great Britain, what people think about all that. Maybe you don't think about it. Maybe it's just a nice night to have a bonfire.
Fireworks. There has to be fireworks on Bonfire Night. Of course, It's not fun for the animals. They find it quite nerve-wracking. But for the kiddies and for the families alike, we all enjoy a good fireworks display.
Yeah.
Guy Fawkes.
Yes.
Even though Bonfire Night is no longer about politics, Guy still features in most bonfire nights. Children will enjoy making a huge, life-size Guy out of tights and newspapers and old clothes.
Okay, that's a good detail. Yes, this mask, the Guy Fawkes mask. Americans are very aware of this mask, not just because of the movie, but because of the internet anonymous people who chose to use this mask to represent them as well. Yeah, I actually never really appreciated that it had a connection to a Bonfire Night or Guy Fawkes Night.
And what they would normally do then is throw the guy onto the bonfire and burn him. Which is interesting because the original Guy Fawkes wasn't killed with fire. He was hung, drawn and quartered.
What? So you're making like a Guy Fawkes dummy and you toss it into the fire. What does that represent exactly? Whatever. It's fun.
And many organised events will also include things like music, rides or fun fair type stalls. You might even find candy floss, toffee apples, alcohol being served. It really is.
Candy floss. I'm sorry, I got hung up on candy floss. What is candy floss?
Foiled.
Hold on, I'm not letting that one slide. Candy floss. It's a food, thankfully. Oh, it's cotton candy. It's cotton candy. You call it candy floss in Britain. Didn't realize that. No. It's called cotton candy. You're all confused. Let me correct. Just kidding. I didn't know that was a word we had a different thing for. Interesting. Random.
Bonfire night. What they would normally do then is throw And many organised events will also include things like music, rides or fun fair type stalls. You might even find candy floss, toffee apples, alcohol being served. It really is just a chance for families to get together and enjoy a good night out in the fresh air.
Sounds like a good night.
Hopefully when it's not raining.
Yeah.
So if you are celebrating Bonfire Night with a little sparkler, a bonfire and some fireworks, then I hope that you have a wonderful time. But remember to stay safe.
Yes.
Until next time.
Well, unfortunately for this next video, we will not be staying at all. Because this is Lou's Bonfire, Britain's most dangerous Guy Fawkes celebration, which I wanted to take a little peek at. Because, you know, I've seen fireworks, I've seen bonfires. I want to see the most extreme bonfire night, Guy Fawkes celebration that is to be had. Why not just push it to the extreme? Let's take a look. Well, first of all, I can already see they are running through the streets with fire. I'm guessing this is way more intense than your average social gathering for bonfire night, where everyone just gathers around the fire and has fun. This is a little more intense. Oh, whoa!
I'm a burning effigy of everything I used to
Oh, and they make it political, it looks like, as well.
be. You're my rock of empathy, my dear. Those iconic words sung in 1997 by Robbie Williams. But the effigies tonight are of a different variety. I'm here in Lewis for Bonfire Night.
Lewis, a market town in East Sussex, is usually pretty quiet. But when the sun goes down on November the 5th, the shop windows are boarded up and the streets fill with costumed revelers.
Oh boy. Do the shops have to be boarded up to protect them? I see everyone already has a nice beer, by the way. Is it a protection thing? Because there's going to be rioting in the streets? I mean, they're obviously doing some crazy stuff.
And then they start setting fire to stuff.
Oh,
But who are these people?
okay.
And why are they setting everything on fire?
The whole of Sussex is the heart of Bonfire, but Lewis is the heart of the heart for Bonfire.
There's
Oh.
7 societies. They're all affiliated with different pubs.
The different societies all have different colours. That identifies them. And each group have different things, like Cliff have got Vikings and French revolutionaries. And we're the only group who still burn the Pope.
Cliff Bomb.
Oh, jeez. Oh my god. So there's like a whole subculture going on in Lewis, with 7 different, not gangs, but societies. That's what they said. And they all dress differently and make it a hoot and hollerin' good time.
Bonfire Society have been burning an effigy of Pope Paul V in Lewis since the 19th century. Paul V was Pope at the time of the Catholic-led gunpowder plot to assassinate the Protestant King James I.
Ah.
And although he didn't really have anything to do with it, he still gets set on fire every single year.
This poor Pope. He didn't even have much to do with it. Still gets blown up with fireworks. All right.
But that's enough history for now. There's burning to be done.
So it's early at the moment. What can we expect later?
So we've got the barrel run to start off with. That's going to be kicking off at about 5:30, which is just some of the ladies, some of the gents having a race from here down to Cliff Bridge.
Yeah.
With tar barrels, with a bit of smoke and a bit of fire.
Oh. Yeah.
And then we carry the crosses down representing the 17 Protestant martyrs.
Okay, yeah, because in America, burning crosses has a really specific bad meaning. But I can tell this is for, it's a different thing here, I believe.
The most significant part of the evening for me will always be the tributes up at the War Memorial. We all pay our respects to the fallen.
A lot of people coming out for this. Paying respects to the fallen. Are they... See, this is what confuses me. It almost sounds like they are celebrating Guy Fawkes in the gunpowder plot. They're blowing up the Pope. That's just how I'm interpreting it. I could be wrong.
Behind me here is a procession for the Cliff Bonfire Society, and they're going to go over to their bonfire site soon. But earlier on, they had 17 flaming crosses, which may seem like a bit of a cause for concern for most people.
Yeah.
But these crosses are for the Protestant martyrs that were murdered by Mary I in what was the largest bonfire of people in the history of England. So there is a reason for all of this.
Okay, it does have a different, totally different meaning.
And then we were on to the pièce de résistance, the highlight of the evening for many. The bonfire.
Wow. That is big.
So we're at the site of the Cliff Bonfire, and I'm here with Andy, who's been coming to bonfires here in Lewis for 30 years. What can we expect from a typical bonfire?
Well, a lot of heat and the effigies, political and otherwise, which has been in a social scenario and needs to be addressed.
Oh.
No prizes for guessing who is the biggest effigy of the night.
Oh, jeez. Are they gonna toss? Are they gonna toss that him into the fire as well? And there's a freaking guillotine on top of it. Guillotine on top. They go full out. I'll give them that.
Flaming torches were hurled to light the bonfire. But across the way, lit fireworks were being flung at a man on a podium.
What?
This isn't another anti-papal demonstration, is it?
So are you a pope or are you an archbishop?
No, I'm most definitely not a pope. I'm an archbishop. I'm a bit of a firework nut, as you can tell. I like to be in there. I'm a gardener. I leave a very flat life, right? Yeah. Tonight is my adrenaline.
I saw you up there on the platform.
Yeah.
Batting away fireworks. It was absolutely amazing.
So I get up there, and it's important that I remind people why we're here and what we're doing.
Yeah.
And they just want to get on with the fireworks. Say, what's this blooming bloke doing up there on that scaffolding?
What? I thought him getting pelted with fireworks was part of a sick, twisted game they play where he represents the Pope or something. They're just chucking fireworks at him to get him to shut up because they want to get on with the bonfire? It's not even a part of it. Oh my gosh. He seems all right with it, though.
But it's an old tradition. It's gone on for years, you know.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's an absolute privilege to be up there and have fireworks thrown at me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you gotta respect it, I guess. There we go. Some normal fireworks.
There you have it. That is the end of Lewis Bonfire Night. Bonfire. They had about 4 or 5 effigies there. The Jacob Rees-Mogg, the Boris Johnson. They had the Pope looking like he did the most fire DJ set of 2019. It was absolutely amazing. I've never seen so many fireworks.
Wow.
And I'm kind of freaked out by it, but it's class.
That is like a building getting burnt. That is a huge fire. Kind of dangerous too. I'm guessing if anything ever went horribly wrong, they would not allow this whole thing to go on. So hopefully everything was okay. Oh, that's it. That is it. Wow. Okay. So the first video was by English Like a Native, which I gotta give a like. And this one about the craziest bonfire night Guy Fawkes celebration is by Joe, which I liked. I liked a lot. This commenter says, now there's a place for a proper Guy Fawkes Day. All the best fine folks of Lewis, UK. Sincerely, from a tired Canadian. Wow. I mean, it did seem like there were a lot of people actually in the street observing it, not even having to take part in it. Like, a lot of people show up just to enjoy the madness, in a way. And I get it. It's almost like a performance or something. It's almost like The Purge or something. It's a day, a night for everyone to let loose, burn some people alive, and celebrate or condemn Guy Fawkes. I'm still not quite sure. But anyway, I do feel like I learned a lot more about Bonfire Night, at least what it's supposed to represent, what you do. Usually it's a lot more tame than this very extreme version. Either way, it's very cool. I don't really have anything I can compare this to a lot in America, except the 4th of July, Independence Day is not quite the same though. Little different, but you know, I don't know. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this reaction, feel free to give it a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Britain, the UK, things there, the culture, stuff that I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.